Good evening, and thank you so much for joining me here at the First Alert Desk. My name's Karli Barnett. We want to give you a look at some of the stories that we are following. We hope you joined us at 6 o'clock. If not, you've got plenty of other opportunities. You can join us at 10 as well as 11 on Atlanta News First. But we want to jump right into some breaking news that we have just into the Atlanta News First newsroom. All right, I'm going to pull up our website, atlantanewsfirst.com. This is our top story right now on our website. This video that I'm about to play for you here is from an Atlanta News First viewer. You can see those flames shooting out of the roof of this apartment complex. A massive fire breaking out this evening at an apartment complex in northwest Atlanta. The fire is on the Bell Collier Village Apartments on Howell Mill Road. This is just behind the United States Post Office. Fire officials tell us that firefighters are evacuating the third and fifth floors. They are fighting that fire in defensive mode, meaning that they're fighting the fire from the outside of the building. And we have a crew that's on scene right now. Let's see if I can scroll down. We'll take you right back out to our homepage here. So here you can see the smoke billowing in the air. This is our top story on our website. We have a crew out there right now that is getting more video for you of this fire. Again, details are limited right now. It's really too soon to tell what may have caused this fire. If any injuries have been reported, we don't know that information yet. We do know that a dog was rescued from the apartment building, but this just happening, and we have a crew that is speaking with fire officials right now to get the latest information. Continue to check back with AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Continue to check back with our Atlanta News First app. That is where you will get breaking news updates sent to your phone. You probably got this breaking news update just as it was happening. But again, this is at the Bell Collier Village Apartments on Howell Mill Road in northwest Atlanta, right near the U.S. Post Office. And firefighters say they have evacuated the third and the fifth floors. They are fighting this fire in defensive mode, and it's hard to tell based off of this image here. Again, this is some viewer video for us, but I mean, this fire is massive. We have actually two crews that are headed to the scene just to be able to get the full scope of how big this is. Some really thick, heavy smoke heading into the air. You can see just a little bit of a glimpse of that ladder truck right there, and those flames just pouring out of the roof. We still don't know at this point what may have caused this fire, but we will continue to keep you updated right here on Atlanta News First. Again, you can join us on TV at 10 and 11, but in the meantime, you can also keep checking back with our app and our website. Taking you back out here live to another story that we have been following. This is just such sad news. A plane crash claiming the lives of 3 members of an Atlanta-based gospel group. They were among 7 killed in this crash. It happened in Wyoming, but they were based out of here in Atlanta. We have our reporter Blake Devine on this story tonight, but it's Metro Atlanta's gospel music community just devastated tonight. 3 members of this iconic gospel group are among 7 killed in that plane crash. A private jet went down in Gillette, Wyoming. That's 1,600 miles from here in Atlanta. Among the victims as well, it was the chairman of the Georgia Department of Corrections who was flying the plane. We know that the band members were Kelly Nealon Clark, her husband Jason Clark, and their daughter Amber Nealon Kistler of the Nealons. Amber's husband, Nathan Kistler, the couple's assistant, Melody Hodges, and the pilot and his wife, Larry and Melissa Haney, also died. That is according to a statement from the Nealon's management company, Gaither Management Group. Larry Haney, as we said, was the chairman of the Georgia Department of Corrections Board. Governor Brian Kemp took to social media platform X to write, "Our entire family is asking everyone join us in prayers for those who have been lost, for their loved ones and communities, and for those throughout the gospel music community who have lost dear friends in this heartbreaking accident." The group was on their way to a 7-day Gaither Homecoming Alaskan cruise. That's a travel event put on by the management company featuring performances from the Nealons as well as several other artists. Autumn Nealon's streetmen, Kelly and Jason's other daughter, and the Nealon's band fourth member, was not on the plane at the time. So we are still working to hear exactly what happened. We are told by the NTSB that it could be about a month before they get a preliminary report, even longer before they release their official findings. But this happening in Wyoming, and sadly, 3 family members are lost tonight, as well as other family members, those who were not in the band with the Georgia Department of Corrections. So a lot of broken hearts tonight, a lot of heavy hearts as we mourn several losses. And today, as we are watching the Olympics, you may be watching the Olympics going on in Paris, but we, of course, here in Atlanta are reminded of a grim anniversary in light of that. It's been 28 years, if you can believe that, since a bomb went off at Centennial Olympic Park. We've got some video for you right now, but really hard to believe. I remember I was very young at the time, but my parents did take me to the 1996 Olympics. It was 28 years ago that bomb went off at Centennial Olympic Park, Atlanta hosting the 1996 Summer Games. Authorities say Eric Rudolph started his reign of terror when he detonated a bomb at Centennial Olympic Park. The sudden blast killed a woman and hurt more than 100 other people. He went on to place other bombs in Georgia as well as in Birmingham before he was eventually caught years later, but the attack has left a scar on many people in metro Atlanta. Bridget had spoken with a woman who was there when that bomb went off, telling her what she remembered about that day. But again, hard to believe it's been almost 3 decades since that fateful day here in Atlanta when we're all gathered for the Olympics. What should have been a very happy time, unfortunately, has a stain on it due to this news event 28 years ago. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you a look outside. I know I had to give you some heavy news there, but again, regarding that breaking news, we do have a crew that is interviewing fire officials right now, so I just encourage you to continue checking back with us. We are getting these updates in real time and presenting the information as we know it. So we'll go ahead and take a look outside. Definitely not as sunny as it was looking earlier. Of course, you know, it's getting darker now, but also a little bit hazier looking right now, and some rain we know was moving through. There's going to be more rain tomorrow. I know, don't you love that for your weekend? But we have First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin joining us now with what we can expect, Cutter.
Yeah, unfortunately tomorrow, now a First Alert weather day. Was looking like, you know, the rain chance was going to increase tomorrow. That's still the case. Was initially looking a little bit more manageable as far as rain chances are concerned, like we would be able to get those outdoor plans in without too much of a hassle as far as planning and, you know, getting around the downpours. But data over the past, 12, 24 hours or so has trended just a little bit wetter. So I do think that it's going to be a little harder to get the outdoor plans in. And I also do think that rain will have the potential to be heavy, and those storms producing the heavy rain will have the potential to move very slowly, meaning, all that said, meaning that the risk for some street flooding is certainly going to be elevated in parts of North Georgia tomorrow. So something to keep in mind, something we will be watching. Again, First Alert weather day tomorrow, First Alert weather day Monday, because of the widespread nature of showers and thunderstorms, the fact that they will be long-lasting, and the rain that these storms put down will be heavy, and we could easily be talking 2, 3, 4-inch rainfall amounts in a couple of spots. Not everyone's going to see that. In fact, some could miss most of the rain. Still one of those tricky situations where, yes, more are seeing the rain, but still not everybody cashing in on that free water. So don't cancel, I should say. Don't cancel the plans. Just remain aware that rain will be a factor for some, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening. Again, thank you for tuning in and for watching ANF Atlanta News First Plus. We're streaming to you live on many platforms right now, including YouTube. Want to remind you, if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, YouTube is kind of one of, at least, the best places to be to get those questions answered. And I'm monitoring the feeds right now. No new questions coming in, opening up my weather graphics, and then we'll kind of slide into the forecast. But as you can see screen right there, your eyes probably attracted to Sunday and Monday because of how much green, even yellows on the map. That's the potential for heavy rain. Wettest days, kind of the front end of the week, and then we're going to taper back into a more typical summertime pattern across North Georgia and metro Atlanta. Outside right now, I know today's the drier day, the drier day, the peak day of the weekend, but still a few showers out there this afternoon and this evening. We'll go ahead and put radar in motion here as I zoom back out. Notice it's Troup County and some of our eastern counties, so kind of both ends of the extent of the metro, far southwest, far northeast, dealing with showers here at the moment. Overall, though, rain not too much of a nuisance for the outdoor plans. It's relatively hit or miss, not causing too many problems out there, which, of course, is good news. We will let you know if storms do increase this evening, but right now, that spotty coverage, that's about it. Looks to hold on through about maybe 9 o'clock this evening, 10 p.m. possibly, and then gradually we'll see that rain chance slacken overnight tonight. So up on Lake Lanier, we're tracking some of these storms actually in the 6 p.m. newscast. Storms moving into northern Hall County. The little boundary that was just ahead of those showers have allowed new showers to develop just to the west of Gainesville. On the north shore of Lake Lanier, this is in Hall County, but backing, generally westward towards the Forsyth County line there. Right over the north end of the lake. Don't think we're going to get any neighborhoods to plot on this particular map, but this is going to be to the south and west of Gainesville, to the east of Chastity. That's kind of in Forsyth County there. So right along that Forsyth and Hall County line, north end of Lake Lanier, north of Oakwood, little heavy rain shower moving in. Another one between Gainesville and Brazelton. That is moving off to the south and to the southwest. In fact, we can go ahead and put a tracker on this. Moving slowly, much like tomorrow's downpours will be. This one, though, not too organized, not producing much in the way of, street flooding potential, but you could get a quick shower here that's going to make some big puddles out there on the roadways into Chestnut Mountain 828 if it holds together Rest Haven by the top of the 9 o'clock hour. Kind of a weird deal where these storms are slowly moving to the south and west. We're going to go down 85, take a trip to the south and west, back into Troup and Heard County. Storms are moving more north and west here in this area. So some weird storm movement, kind of erratic storm movement today. Generally, if you're south and west of Atlanta, they're moving more northward. If you're north of Atlanta, they are drifting more southward. This particular shower going to try to build back, actually, the heaviest portion of it into southern portions of Randolph County here over the next maybe 30, 45 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, building back towards Roanoke, up towards Wedowee and Randolph County, doublehead at 8:28, that is Eastern time, 8:41 into Roanoke. Here over the next many minutes. That's actually Central Time once you cross the state line there. So keep in mind we have two different time zones. 5 points would be here in just a little bit, but Roanoke, Alabama, that's 8:41 Central Time. So here in about 45 to 50 minutes. Cornhouse Community, 9:18. That would be 9:18. There in the central time zone. This storm is barely moving, and it probably won't hold together that long. But nonetheless, just letting you know, there are a few showers and thunderstorms out there, but you have your rain, thunder, lightning possible with a few of these. Back in the city of Atlanta, we are dry right now, live outside Centennial Olympic Park, looking over downtown Atlanta. Just a little bit of a glow from the setting sun on the buildings. 24-hour rain total, so between yesterday, 8 p.m. and right now, 14/100ths of an inch of rain, just over a tenth of an inch. We did have a little bit more than that when you go back deeper into your day yesterday, but overall, rain has been light. No real problems with rain in the metro as far as plans are concerned today. Out the door tomorrow morning before we really get that action going. Not too bad. Temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70 up in the mountains. 73 your forecast low in Atlanta. 74 Eatonton. 71 LaGrange. Now, temperature's not all that warm. Your normal 72. We're about 73, so pretty much par for the course for a July morning in Atlanta. But it will be very humid. We've really kind of locked into this very muggy weather pattern. No change with that tomorrow. So humid out the door. Those upper 60s and 70s. Could be some low clouds, some patchy fog, much like this morning. Coffee forecast tomorrow. Don't think rain's a huge issue for your early morning, walk to get coffee or maybe stopping on the way to church, running errands. Not expecting too many issues, but tomorrow is a first alert weather day, and I think that by late morning on into the afternoon is when we'll start to see more in the way of showers and thunderstorms popping up across in North Georgia and metro Atlanta as we kind of heat things up just a bit. So keep that in mind. As we heat things up, that risk of showers and thunderstorms will start to increase across the metro, especially on up into North Georgia. The North Georgia mountains could be one of the first spots to really see showers and thunderstorms develop during the day tomorrow. So first alert weather days. Weather is back in the forecast Sunday, and we will repeat that yet again on our Monday. So keep that in mind. It's not just a one-and-done deal. Sunday's not the only day with a likely chance of rain. Monday also shaping up to be on the stormier end of things. Now back for that hour-by-hour forecast. Notice here, 9 o'clock in the morning, there is some rain. Could be heavy rain, but relatively spotty here up in the mountains of North Georgia tomorrow morning. That same spot, 75 corridor just east of 75 Calhoun to Blairsville, Fannin County, Blue Ridge, you had a little bit of rain this morning. Same setup tomorrow, 9, 10, 11 a.m. We're going to start to see some new showers and thunderstorms develop by noon. Definitely a smattering of rain, lightning, thunder, brief heavy rain on the maps, especially North Metro, north of I-20. Though everyone has a solid chance of rain tomorrow, and the problem is, showed you at noon. In fact, I can roll the clock back here. Here we are at 11 a.m. noon, showers and thunderstorms developing. Watch where those storms are at noon and where they go between noon and 3 p.m. They don't go anywhere too fast. They're going to be moving slow. Rain will be heavy. So if you're underneath one of these downpours, it may persist for a little while. Thunder lightning could be pretty frequent. Want to be moving indoors, of course, as soon as you first hear that clap of thunder. And want to remind you that rain will be heavy tomorrow. There's so much moisture in the atmosphere for storms to use and to work with. You're feeling that at the surface, at least, with all of that mugginess out there. And that same moisture is there from where we are, complaining about the humidity, all the way up to those clouds, thousands of feet up in the atmosphere. So a lot of moisture for these storms to work with tomorrow to ring out, so to speak, in the form of heavy rain as we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Still dealing with storms 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m. I think even 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow evening, we could be dealing with some heavy rain. And because storms are both slow moving and producing heavy rain, there could be some instances of road flooding. Street flooding is a possibility tomorrow. Pretty much everyone has that risk, though I think generally speaking, the northwestern half or so of North Georgia will have the greatest risk of seeing some street flooding. In fact, I'm going to draw it on the same map that you're seeing forecast radar. Again, this is not current radar, but what a computer thinks radar will look like through the day tomorrow. Generally along the I-85 corridor, roughly, and onto the north and west, kind of shading that general area that has the greatest risk of some heavy rain causing street and road flooding. Heavy rain also, where it persists for an extended period of time, could wash out some of those outdoor plans. So certainly a good day to keep a closer eye on the forecast and have a plan B for the outdoor plans, and you can be alerted to rain and storms approaching your plans in the First Alert Weather app. The search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store. Key for tomorrow, upper right-hand corner of the home screen. Just clicked on the button there. You see the menu popping up. Click on Settings. I have the Atlanta News First Alerts turned on. That's a little green knob you see there. That means that I'm going to get updates from the First Alert Weather team. Of course, we're here almost all day, every day, and we send updates if there are changes to the forecast. Kind of like adding the First Alert Weather Day for tomorrow today. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez sent that update in the phone earlier today. Now, weather notification types, it's in that same menu. I have severe precipitation and lightning turned on, top 3, best 3, and probably the most important for your day tomorrow. Go ahead and have those severe rain and lightning, precipitation rather, and lightning alerts turned on tomorrow. Widespread severe weather not in the forecast, but 1 or 2 of these could become strong, marginally severe, kind of right up against the threshold to be classified as severe thunderstorm. What that means is couple storms, not all of them, but a couple storms could produce 55, 65 mile per hour wind gusts and hail, maybe, small pea, dime, quarter, just big enough to kind of hear the click-clack against the windows and on your roof, but damaging hail not likely. The big concern tomorrow is the lightning for outdoor plans and the risk of some heavy rain, causing some travel issues for some and certainly raining out some of those outdoor plans. High temperatures tomorrow, generally low to mid-80s, much like today. We have lots of clouds, lots of moisture. It's a little hard for that kind of atmosphere to heat up. So it feels warm and muggy, yes. It's not going to feel great tomorrow, but the actual temperature, pretty manageable, generally in the mid-80s around Metro Atlanta. But as soon as you get underneath one of these downpours, the temperature will cool back into the 70s to right around 80 or so. Some of the outdoor plans tomorrow that are most likely to be impacted, it's folks going to the pool, especially as we get into the heart of the afternoon, though that chance of rain does start to increase by noon, but especially 1, 2 p.m., certainly by 3 p.m., lingering through 6 p.m. So the earlier your pool plans tomorrow, the better it will be to go ahead and get outside and to get those plans in. Do that early in the day. The longer you wait, the more likely you are to be impacted by showers and thunderstorms developing during the afternoon. Before we wrap up this chat, I want to let you know we are also, as we typically are this time of year, watching something in the tropics. Tropical wave, relatively disorganized now. Now that wave is located basically where you see that X there in the far eastern Atlantic, about maybe 800,000 miles or so to the east of the Lesser Antilles, the Windward Islands. That is where the wave is now. There's some showers and thunderstorms bubbling up in that area, but it's not overly organized, but it's going to be moving to an area that is more favorable for tropical development. less wind shear, very warm waters. It has some relatively moist air around it to allow new showers and thunderstorms to percolate. So we're going to be watching that chance of development, especially as it gets into the southwestern Atlantic. No direct threat to the United States right now. Many options on the table, but it's just worth a watch. It's worth keeping an eye on, especially if travel plans bring you to the greater Antilles, Puerto Rico, the Haiti area, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Bahamas. Even the U.S., in Puerto Rican, or the U.S., I should say, and British Virgin Islands. They're in the leeward portion of the Antilles there. So we're going to be watching that. Just keep an eye on it. We'll keep you updated. You can always get a check of the tropical forecast. See if there are any systems out there at any time in the First Alert Weather app. A quick check of that 7-day forecast. Don't anticipate too many changes between now and tonight, though. We're going to get new model data in here within the next 30 minutes, hour or so. And I may have to bump up your rain chance Sunday even further, though another opportunity if you don't get rain tomorrow to deal with some heavy rain on our Monday. And then as we get into the middle of the week, temperatures back in the 90s. Your rain chance comes down a little bit, back to just isolated showers and thunderstorms in the First Alert forecast. So we're going to be watching this pretty closely tomorrow and Monday, both First Alert weather days to keep an eye on the forecast, especially if you have the outdoor plans. We're highlighting those days as days that, it looks like weather could be a little dicey for some of those plans. We'll be keeping you updated. I want to remind you, we are back on your TV here in just a little bit on Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV, starting at 10 p.m. on Atlanta CW affiliate. Then you can join Karli, Barnett, and I back for the late news. Atlanta News First on WANF at 11 p.m. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. Reminder, if you can't catch us late this evening, you can always get a check of the First Alert forecast in the First Alert weather app. Have a good evening, great Sunday, stay dry, keep an eye on the forecast.